Guys, well, I guess we're back tonight to just do a little wrap up video. Um, I mean, I've seen several creators that have done videos on the whole EmmanuelHaro incident, and I mean, some of them are catching some heat because people seem to think that we're being too hard on the mom. Okay, I'm going to go back to the original video that I did regarding this situation. Um, like I said, I like to approach things from psychological point of view. Okay, and when you look at this situation, I brought up several different, basically scenarios. Well, actually, there are only two. Either she's telling the truth, or two, she wasn't. And unfortunately, everything, all the red flags that popped up were that she wasn't telling the truth. Okay. Talked about the staged, it literally has a name, staged abduction filicide. Okay. It's normally carried out by a female. Okay. The mother of the child. This usually happens. The whole state, the vague assailant. In other words, for some reason, they figure out a way to not have to give a description of who took their child somehow, whether they get knocked out or something. That's vague assailant. Totally happened here. And then you have to start looking at the facts of, okay, other red flags that start popping up, such as their story. You start getting inconsistencies in that. Yep. Supposedly she was at this football game with this baby, and no one that saw her at the football game can remember seeing the baby at the football game. This black eye that she has clearly is not a fresh that's not a fresh bruise. It's starting to, you can see the greenish coloring in it, which means that it's actually in the healing stages. And something else that she kept saying that, I don't know if anybody picked up on it but me, but every time she talked about the incident, she goes through the whole story. She pulls up to the sporting goods store, smells the poopy, goes to the back of the vehicle to the side door, opens the door, gets the diapers out, gets the child out, is about to change his soiled diaper, hears someone say, "Hola," and then the next thing she knows, she sees nothing but white, and she's waking up and her kid's gone. However, she never refers to herself as hitting the ground. Every time she tells a story, she says the next thing she knew, she hit the floor. I don't know of anyone who, when they're describing any type of situation where your body falls to the ground, whether it be due to someone else causing you to hit the ground, or you having a medical emergency and falling to the ground yourself, when you're describing what happened to you, you say that you hit the ground. I've never heard anybody say they hit the floor, unless they were inside of a house or inside of a store where there was a floor for you to hit. She did this several times. She heard the man say, "Hola," and she hit the floor. No. She might have hit the floor. I believe that she hit a floor because she does have a healing black eye. And I believe that she hit the floor when she got that black eye. But unfortunately, when she got that black eye, it wasn't when her baby was being taken because it didn't happen. There's DOT cameras all around that store. Nothing. This is a sporting goods store. It is, football season. There was nobody saw any of this happen. It stunk from the beginning. And it's like I said from the very first video, I hope that I was wrong. I really did. But that's just the unfortunate situation that we weren't wrong. But she's complicit in this. She's been surrounded by police officers for a whole week. If this was a situation where she was being threatened, her life was being threatened, if he did something to this child, and clearly there's a domestic abuse situation going on. That's clear. It would have been the prime time for her to say, this is what's going on. He did do something to our child. He's threatened me with my life. Look at my eye. I need help. Okay. By not doing that, though, she's been completely complicit. On top of the fact, like I said earlier, the whole fetal alcohol syndrome thing. I mean, that's child abuse. You're abusing your child before it's born. So unfortunately, she's going to have to deal with whatever repercussions come her way. But, just to back it up, like I said, StagedAbductionFilicide. What do I keep getting on here saying? We need to educate the public more. If more people were educated about things such as this, be able to pick up on them quicker. This is what this was. Staged abduction filicide. And it had all the markings of it. And then you just throw into the fact that every time she tells a story, she says that she hit the floor. This man said, "Hola." And the next thing she knew, she hit the floor. No, you didn't. You were outside. You might have hit the ground. You didn't hit the floor. But no, I do believe that she hit the floor. I believe that she hit the floor when old boy that she's married to gave her that black eye. Sometimes we do things, sometimes we say things subconsciously and it comes out. But I mean, clearly, yes. Is this a domestic violence situation? Absolutely. It's got all the markers of that as well. However, that's your child. And you've had every opportunity in the safety, being completely surrounded by an army of police officers, sheriff's deputies, to tell the truth. And she didn't. I just hope that she tells the truth now, so that we can find this little boy and give him the proper burial that he deserves, because he didn't deserve any of this at all. This is a 7-month-old little baby. So I'm sorry, but us being too hard on her, I don't care how hard we are on her, because the main, the person that should be mean the most in this is this little boy. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to get on here and just kind of a wrap up. This is what it was, I mean, I went over every single bit of it. All the red flags matched up, and even more. So yeah, I think we need to do more training. We need to do picking up on these things, because she didn't hit the floor. Not that day. She was supposed to hit the ground. But we all know now that that didn't even happen. So, again, at this point, we don't even know how long this child's been actually gone from this earth at this point. So, if you know anything at all, even though you might not think it's important, call the sheriff's department, because you never know. You might have seen him walking in a park a week and a half ago and thought it was funny that they didn't have the baby with them. Well, if that park hadn't been put on the sheriff's department's radar yet, that may be the one place that they need to look. So, anything. Let's get this kid home. And let's continue to educate, and advocate. Can't help one without the other. And change doesn't happen when people's mouths stay closed. All right, guys. Y'all have fun. Please be safe. And always, no matter what, know that you are loved. And I love you guys. Good night.